Alrighty, and we're back for set 2 here for Group M of the FX Open Invitational Series. I am Unstable, joined here by Railcoon, as our other two casters are currently MIA for a couple of weeks during the start, but that's okay, they'll get some game time in later. We have, of course, QuanticIllusion up against Infinity 7's QuanticIllusion. Daybreak will be game number 1. As we jump right into it, up the top right here, we have QuanticIllusion as our teal Zerg, going in for a hatch first into pool. And then down here at the bottom left, we have our orange Terran. It is going to be QuanticIllusion going for a Wonderaxe expand by the looks of it, because he's banking up quite a bit of minerals. So that looks like exactly what's going to do. Illusion having quite a bit of hype around him recently, is playing extremely well, especially versus Zerg. And QuanticIllusion's kind of been on the back burner for a little bit. He is a very strong player, but that hasn't really come into public light all that often. So what do you think we're going to see out of these two guys here today, Railkin?
I don't know. Like, I haven't really seen either of these two players play in a while. I know Illusion's been all over the place, but I just haven't caught a lot of the stuff that he's been playing in recently. And like you're saying, QuanticIllusion isn't really that guy who enters every tournament ever. He kind of picks and chooses which tournaments he enters, so you don't really see him that often, even though he is quite good. So, I mean, it's Terran versus Zerg. There's a lot of different things that could happen. It's kind of nice because we had so much protest for Zerg for the last several casting days. Now we get something different.
Well, that's very true, actually, thinking about it back now. But we have seen quite a few good ZVTs. I think it was more the first weekend that we had a lot of those coming out. But let's see what Illusion can make of this one on Daybreak. We do see him going for the double gas into an extra barracks follow-up behind this. QuanticIllusion, not so much the guy to go for very aggressive plays, but he can mix it up when he needs to. So that's going to be very interesting to see if he can keep Illusion on his toes. Of course, does have an extra 2 queens coming out to go to the total of 4. He's actually coming around here, checking all of the extra areas around this third base. And with this...
Oh, he did check up on the fourth base. I didn't see the Zergling there. So he is actually being really thorough about where he checks. If you follow the waypoint on this Zergling, just kind of clicked it around the area randomly on the mini-map, and it worked out pretty well. So going for his third base now. He's got 2 extra queens on the way, so he's going to be going straight up to 4, use the 4th one to spread the creep, and have it available for defense against Hellions. And Illusion is actually going for that right now. Reactor about to finish, Factory finishing up now. He should lift this off and switch it. So, very standard opening from Illusion. Just what's he going to move into afterwards is the big question mark.
Yeah, that's very true. We do see, of course, the Hellions popping out now for Illusion. At the same time, I'm not sure how effective these Hellions are really going to be for him. It's the Hellion openers, well, it's not really an opening anymore, but the Hellion usage coming out from Terrans has changed more from the let's go kill stuff to let's just make sure nothing comes out that I don't know about.
We did see some Zerg players using the Hellions just to halt the creep spread, because earlier in the tournament we saw some creep spread just straight up winning games, because it was getting spread so far across the map so quickly that they just couldn't do anything. If they start with these defensive openings, the Terran player tries to rely on the drops a lot, and if the creep spreads out really fast and really wide, then they see all the drops incoming.
Yeah.
So starting off with the Hellions can actually just be hanging out at the edge of the creep, trying to halt creep tumors, and as long as you don't suicide them in and you do that, then they can wind up paying for themselves. But he's actually making more, so it looks like he wants to try and actually get into mineral lines and do some roasty toasty.
That's true, but there's no drones here to actually have any fun with, so he's going to be forced to back up. At the same time, it doesn't really... Looking at the wall off here, just cutting off my thought process there, it's very strange. Normally you see the Evo Chamber 1, 2, and then Spine, but it's like giving 2 lanes straight into the middle of the base. Very interesting wall off there by QuanticIllusion. Of course it's going to be on purpose, but it'd be nice to know his thought process behind that. Illusion also has walled off completely his natural here. He has not gone into any kind of Starport yet. And he's gone for combat shields before Stim. So this is actually going to be quite an interesting time that is going to come forward. He's got a lot of Hellions. He's got quite a few Marines here as well. And the Marines are what he really needs to target down these queens. Because even though he does have transfusers, it's more the Marines that just chunk them.
QuanticIllusion just made a huge round of drones right as he's moving across the map, preparing to go for this attack. So he's actually not going to have many units out. He does have a few spine crawlers, but not a lot. The Inling Nest isn't done yet, so this could actually do a pretty good amount of damage.
And it looks like if we get the scan down here, it might actually work out well. But he's going to need these Marines to target down the spine crawler. Here we go. And we do see the Queens coming down. 4 Crazy moving at the same time, losing a lot of drones there in the natural. The spine crawler has gone down. And I really like this move by Illusion. He's actually moving forward. There's 4 Queens now in front of him, targeting him down as best he can with those Marines. Transfusions going off everywhere. But look at this, the positioning of the Hellions actually doing a great job here for Illusion. Getting multiple hits on those Queens. Banelings are now done though here, so he needs to be very careful. In my opinion, he might just want to come back down here and take out the hatchery. That's exactly what he's doing. He can't make it into that natural. However, there's a lot of Zerglings popping out here at the same time, so he has to realize he's going to lose these units, whether he wants to or not. We do see, here we go, right as they pop out. Nice move by QuanticIllusion, coming in from behind at the same time. So it won't be able to get this hatchery completely, but still, that was a very nicely executed attack right there.
He did a good amount of damage. He didn't really kill that many workers, but he got the Queens. And he cleared out a lot of Zerglings. If QuanticIllusion was a little bit lower on drones, we'd be talking about how he forced a lot of units. But he's at 70 drones. He wasn't really going to be looking to make a whole lot more drones anyway. So he did hold that with only just losing the Queens. It's not as bad as it really looks.
Oh, he just spotted a double drop here with Banelings too, and they all going to go down. Why were they over there, actually? Why were they over there?
I have no idea. He scouted the drop, I guess.
Yeah.
But like I was saying, it looked kind of bad for QuanticIllusion, but it's fine because his drone count was already up really high and he didn't really lose that many. So he's perfectly fine with what happened there.
And Stim is done now. He's coming in, and a nice target down on those Banelings by Illusion. Great split from him as well. He is going to actually clean up this force here from QuanticIllusion. Reinforcements coming down. He's going to have to pick up and get out though. Too many Zerglings for him to clean up right then. And we've had some action-packed game here compared to the last set, which is quite refreshing actually.
Yeah, Illusion's getting pretty aggressive, but he really should back off. He's not doing much damage with these. He's applying pressure, which is good, and he is slowing down the creep a little bit because he scanned and killed some of the creep tumors. So if you might want to clear out some of the creep tumors in the center map, that would work out. But if you look, the orbital command for Illusion is only just finishing up now, and his army's kind of small because of this constant aggression. So he doesn't really have a whole lot to hold this right now. There aren't tanks. Why aren't there tanks? He has a factory on the tech lab. He just hasn't actually started any tank production, and that could become an issue if he delays this for too much longer. There we go. It's making a tank now.
Well, he was already on the offensive for a lot of this game, so he doesn't really need the tanks at this point in time. Sometimes they can become a liability in small numbers. At the same time, we do see Illusion moving out yet again, and QuanticIllusion playing very defensively. He's got spine crawlers in the main to do it, but he does have Baneling speed now.
Oh, he scammed it.
Yeah. He does have Baneling speed as well, remember, Railcoon. There's a lot of medivacs here to help these keep alive, but there's going to be one muter that's just suicidal right there. But the muter count is nowhere near high enough to help deal with this. He needs to try and get Illusion split up here, but Illusion's way too smart for that. Already free splitting a lot of these Marines, getting quite a few overlords as he comes in here now. He's bringing the rest of them up from the low ground because he realized, hang on, there's no Banelings here. I can actually roll through here. He can take down the Baneling nest as well if he wants to, but he's splitting nice nicely, and reinforcements coming in from the south here for QuanticIllusion, going to completely clean that up. And now Illusion's has to backpedal really hard. He can't take his third base because Creep has been sitting in there, and a little
A lot of these medevacs are going down. That's going to hurt a lot. Some Marines are coming here to support, but that's not nearly enough. All of these medevacs are actually going to die. And that was a good defense by QuanticIllusion, doing a good job of realizing that when he pre-split, it makes them vulnerable to the Zerglings. He killed a lot of them with just the Zerglings. And then rolled in with the Banelings once the numbers were down.
But he's actually going to roll up straight up here. Yeah, there is only one tank, and now it's actually going to be really difficult for Illusion. He is going to clean it up eventually, but now we have a QuanticIllusion on 4 bases. His 4th one just popped up. He's still denying the extra base for Illusion with that. I like how he went the creep and then the Zergling as well.
Yeah. The thing is, like, trading units like this back and forth is better for QuanticIllusion.
And there's no, hang on. There's no energy for a scan. He's going to have to land it to scan it. Oh, that's always funny.
I was wondering why he wasn't scanning. I didn't actually look at the energy, but if QuanticIllusion can keep these little trades going, because Illusion is being really aggressive, it's actually working out quite nicely for him, because he's really only trading Zerglings and Banelings for it. He did take some damage on the metas, and a few of them went down, but for the most part, if you look at the resources lost, it's pretty close. It's about 1,500 almost, and I mean, given the fact that it's Zerg versus Terran and you're not going to be cost effective in most situations anyway, and he's got his 4th base, 5th base on the way.
Mhm.
That's perfectly fine with him, and yet once again, Illusion is moving across the map very aggressively with a rather small army. There's only 2 tanks here, a decent size of... Oh!
Yeah, that's what coming down. But the mutas at the front. Why are they at the front? They're actually being targeted down now by Illusion at the same time. The color of those banelings is really frustrating to see under the grid there. But he's gonna, looks like he's gonna barely save this hatchery here. The tanks are up here, gonna be able to get quite a few hits. But there's not really a big army here for Illusion. He is. Oh, the mutas again. Why?
Certainly crush this right now because this army from Illusion's really small. I'm not sure he's aware of how small this is, because he could actually just run this army over right now. But he's backing off, giving him that hatchery.
Well, he already has his 4th, so it doesn't actually make that big of a difference to him, especially with how long he delayed that extra base. We do see another command center going down for Illusion, but he's also really on the back foot. Looking at the upgrades,
reinforcements coming in now, and if these 2 portions of the army like merge into one bigger group, it's going to actually be much more difficult for QuanticIllusion to deal with. And that could become a mistake of him not coming in and just crushing that army, because now there's another tank, another decent size of bio with this. If he splits this well, he could actually trade pretty well with this Zerg army.
Well, they're sitting on the same army supply pretty much, 117 to 101. And we do see these mutas again coming forward, losing quite another one. But he really needs to defend this base right now. He has to defend it, and it looks like that's exactly what he's going to do. He's got the mutas in the main. He's still got that spine crawler, remember. We got 2 more tanks, more marines coming forward for Illusion. This is going to be really difficult for QuanticIllusion to actually defend. He's actually coming in over these marines with the mutas yet again. He's going to be able to clean them up, but it's the reinforcement marines that are coming down that are really difficult. We got a Predator Spire on the way, more Lings coming out. We got Infestors now as well. And there we go. We do see some Fungals coming down, and the mutas again going to clean this up. And I really like how QuanticIllusion is actually defending this, but he's doing it so with just half of his army, just delaying. Corruptors are out now, but we're getting a little bit too far forward there. And here he comes.
He's actually swing forward with the rest of his army, and there's tanks here, but there's not many supporting units. The banelings are going to get out in here.
Oh, they all just clumped up right at the bottom of that ramp though, and took a lot of tank shots. That could have been so much worse for Illusion than it actually was. But here comes the extra coming down. Why are you running straight? Whoa, there we go. And he's actually going to clean that up now. There's only 3 tanks left, and Illusion's... Look, QuanticIllusion's really hesitant to engage, and he just lost the time he needed to actually take those tanks out for the reinforcements to come through, and Illusion's now taking a decent lead. He's trying to take this extra base because the... Is he actually put... Yeah, he's just put it slightly to the north because he didn't want to take out that Zergling. But at the same time...
He's taking more tank shots on the banelings because he's just being so hesitant. He had a very significant lead and several points where he could have completely destroyed the Terran army, but he keeps backing off, he keeps playing very hesitant, he keeps not wanting to commit. And because of all this, he's been just giving Illusion free units from those tank shots. Look at the resources lost now. It's 6,000 in favor of Illusion. These Broodlords are going to do quite a bit because there's just not many Marines. But there's a big reinforcement army coming in, and if these 3 Broodlords come too far out, they're just going to get stimmed on. Yeah,
and that is exactly what's going to happen. There are Infestors from behind here, though. A nice splitting by Illusion as the rest of these units come through. But he needs to take out these Marines. If he can't do it, these Broodlords are going to be crushed through, and looks like he's not going to be able to do it. Stimming straight underneath these Broodlords now. Transfuser's trying to come down as best he can, but there's just not enough backup here for QuanticIllusion. And there's come down the mules coming in from Illusion. And that was quite interesting because there's the GG as well. So congratulations to Illusion taking game number 1. That was interesting because QuanticIllusion just really indecisive about what he wanted to do and when he wanted to do it. And that handed the win to Illusion. So we'll be right back with game number 2. Stay with us.